Hi guys, this is Bianca Boyd, and this video is about why are non-black video vixens phasing out black video vixens? And I'd say with the way the music industry looks now, with the fact that these labels are hiring non-black artists, like the Doja Cats, like the Dream Dolls and the Cardi B's, and they're not really promoting the very few African American, like dark skinned African American artists. So I feel like black men who are the gatekeepers to pretty much hip hop and even R&B somewhat, they're letting this happen, and I'd hate to put it solely on their shoulders, but that's where it lies because, like I said, they're mainly in control and they don't mind standing next to these women, being depicted, having them just overtake the industry and push the darker skinned women to the side. And I just think about how a little girl, even a young man, how must young kids feel to not see themselves like portrayed on television, and if they do, it's a drug dealer role or an abusive relationship where they'll cast a African American darker skinned chick to play an abusive girlfriend to a rapper or to whatever, but if she's playing a sexy video vixen, never. That's reserved for the Caucasian women or the Latina or anything that's pretty much non-black, especially the racially ambiguous. Like, they get all the roles. And as you see here, the music videos just back to back, they do nothing but perpetuate colorism. And you will even see there's specks of African American women in these videos, but they're pushed to the back. They're off to the side. Even here, the baby, like, I was surprised because he does have beautiful black children and a black girlfriend. I don't think she's his wife. I'm not too sure about that, but I know she's an African American young lady, and he has nothing but racially ambiguous and non-black women in his videos. Yeah, Chris Brown as well, but I mean, everyone knows Chris Brown as well. So he said some pretty deplorable things about black women before. I mean, and also he's been rumored to have exclusive rules about his VIP section, like no darkies. I heard is what he exactly says. No darkies, like some kindergartner, not even high school. Like, who says darkies anymore? Like, so childish. So, and it's not, like I said, I don't want to make it seem like it's just Chris Brown, because it's definitely plenty of other artists that make a difference, and they reference the lighter skin or the foreign women in their music, and especially Dominican. That seems to be something that's just so popular now. And Kodak Black is another one. He's notorious for saying disparaging things. He's one who also feels like he does not want to date anyone that looks like himself, he says. So even the dancers in these music videos aren't African American. I mean, I used to be able to count on at least the dancers being African American. So it's pretty depressing now. I used to watch music videos all the time, and I've never ever imagined that it would be one day where even in hip hop culture we don't see ourselves depicted. I never thought it'd be a time where we'd be actually excluded from casting calls, like in Kanye West's case. He actually put a casting call out for multiracial women only, literally only. So I just think it's definitely an agenda to phase the African American woman out, and just prop up the biracial woman. Shows like Mixedish, and I've never seen it, so Blackish, and where they just showcase a dark skinned man with a lighter skinned woman, which has been going on for a while. I wouldn't want to pretend like this is something new that's going on. Um, Even shows like, with the exception of like the Cosby Show, maybe Fresh Prince of Bel Air, before they recasted the mother, the darker skinned mother, and recasted her with the lighter skinned mother. And they also did that on Family Matters too. They got rid of the darker skinned mother and recasted her with a light skinned woman. So my wife and kids also, they replaced the dark skinned daughter with a very light skinned biracial daughter. So it just seems like it's something that's going on lately with women. They're not doing it with men in particular. It's fine to cast a dark skinned man. Just seems to be with the women. The industry just wants to phase us out. It's pretty sad, and it's worse in music videos, of course. But then again, there's no great depiction of a black woman, mother, child. Like I haven't seen even a commercial, or television show where there was a dark skinned mother and a dark skinned child, also a dark skinned husband. I just don't see that. And I also don't see light skinned men depicted as strong and masculine the way that dark skinned men are. It's really weird how like the media conceptualizes like masculinity. I notice it's always a darker skinned man that plays a tough role, and the lighter skinned man is usually casted as something like a lawyer or just something soft, a teacher, or it's not just never the hero, never the tough guy. But definitely never the murderer. Like that's also reserved for the darker skinned man. Yeah, it's a brainwashing tactic that is has seemed to be successful with the black race. And they also seem to be successful in phasing us out of any record label deals. They have not been signing black artists to record label deals, but they have been signing racially ambiguous women as well as non-black women. Like here we have Doja Cat. A lot of Spanish women have been signed here lately. A lot of Latino women, especially white passing Latino women. There's always been the J Lo's and the Shakiras and the artists like that, but lately they're covering hip hop. They used to cover more pop, and now it's like, yeah, I look on the hip hop charts and they're full of biracial women and just non-black women. It's crazy. I'm used to seeing like Aaliyah, Monica, Brandy, my favorite in the world. Just black artists. I'm used to seeing Khalees back when music meant something, and now not so much. I mean, there was always Alicia Keys who was just on the screen there, and there's always been not just Alicia Keys. There's been biracial artists and non-black artists, but when you just start to see nothing but, then you start to see the real agenda, and it's not a coincidence, not by far. And I wish it wasn't this way because I've resorted to listening to all the old school music. So I also want to mention that it's just not disloyalty in music videos or other ways, but it's also dating. Like black men are just disloyal with it in every way. I should say they have been a major disappointment to me. I never thought I'd see a time where black men would just abandon black women so fast. Like it's just not even a battle for them. Like they right away in high school even they'll say things like, because I was surprised to hear I think his name is Ricky Smiley, from his little show or whatever, but he has kids, and his black son said he would never date a black woman. He's not attracted to black women. Like, what the hell is that? I have never heard that. I never can imagine hearing that. Like, you just don't hear that kind of crap from black women. We tend to love and are very loyal to our black men. So it's pretty sad to see so much race trading going on with our men, like mainly. Like our men seem to date out like 4 times the rate of any other man, in addition to 4 times the rate to the black woman. And I always wonder if the black women are just resorting to dating out due to wanting to have a family and wanting to start a life with someone and you can't wait forever for a black man to get off the white woman's vagina and create black beautiful kids. But no, instead they just abandon us. And then in addition to abandoning us, they also say the most evil things about us, and they just depict us in the worst light. And I, for one, am not having it. And I wish black women would not support these men. They don't deserve our support. They are race traitors. They have abandoned their community and their women, and it's sad. I don't even hear them standing up for anything. Like they pass around the same women in the industry. Like, I mean, how many men has Chloe dated and the Kardashians? Or same with this Selena Powell that you just saw on the screen. How many men have she gone through? And even our old school hip hop artists. Look at Master P and his girlfriend. I'm not sure if they got married, but yeah, a lot of the old school. I was surprised to see some of the old school rappers. Like, nobody's surprised about The Game and Klobaka. Like, she's a culture appropriator. But like Too Short, like, not, yeah, that was not cool. That was a shocker. Dr. Dre, like, what the hell? And then the shirts are so fucking obnoxious. And then, Andre 3000, like, really? Oh, wow. And even Jay-Z, even though I remember when this story came out, and I absolutely believe it. Absolutely believe it. So it's really disappointing. Easy E here, even though I think she was an artist, but I'm sure, as well as here we have the notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls. So, and also Madonna, who said that Tupac wrote her a love letter and they had a relationship that lasted some time, but he wrote her a letter saying, and she claims to still have the letter, stating that he loves her and he would love to be with her, but he just can't do that to the community, which is the black community, and that he would just not be able to have a public relationship. I'm sure he was still willing to keep the private relationship and the sex going, but perhaps Madonna didn't want that. So that might have been why it ended, but she definitely acknowledged that there is a letter and that they did have a relationship. And I'm not surprised because I know it's been said that a lot of the black civil rights leaders had affairs with white women, even though some of them were married to lighter skinned African American women. No, there was not very many darker skinned African American wives as far as the civil rights movements, but definitely disappointing to see a lot of the rappers, disappointing to see a lot of the athletes, a lot of the actors, not just musicians. It's everywhere. It's everyday people. It's just a lot of racial genocide, and that's all it's in the future. Like, I don't understand why people don't see that we will be extinct. Like, we're breeding ourselves out. I'm fortunate. Like I've said in other videos, I don't have much of it in my family. I have two cousins, and they have biracial kids. But other than that, fortunately, my family, and I'm middle aged, so I'm pretty fortunate. And I just want us as black women to start reinforcing it within our families. If we have young black boys, like, make sure let's monitor what they watch. Let's just not allow this mainstream media to, because I swear, if you think back to like commercials, if you think back to television shows, if you really think, you'll see that we were being like conditioned even then. Like, we were being slowly brainwashed. Like, I think about a Dove commercial growing up. There was always some white woman. Then you see a commercial with an African American in it. She was overweight. She had a headscarf on. She looked a mess, or she, just not attractive. So, and it's so many beautiful women, African American women in the world. Like, there's no reason to cast such a fugly African American woman. So we know what it is. It's called conditioning. It's called brainwashing, and the media, the television has been doing it forever now. So I just feel like it's time for Black people to wake up. Um, Monitor what your kids listen to, far as music, the videos they watch. We have to get out of this sleep we're in. Like it's so depressing. I'm sad and I'm scared for the youth. I feel so sorry for my nieces who have to deal with the mentality of the young men and this type of thinking, and I'm just scared for them. So, I want to close this video out, and I definitely appreciate you guys checking it out. And I hope you guys have a great night. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you're interested, and thank you guys.